Greetings, salutations, everyone. Welcome. We are back. Yeah, we had a little bit of a break between this stream and the last one because I got a little bit sick. I'm like not all of the way better, I will say. I'm like I'd say 90% better. Still have a slightly sore throat, but I'm so much better than I was a couple days ago. So I figured I don't need to be 100% better to stream. We can do this when I'm at almost all the way better. Yeah, I just took a sip of water, so I am staying hydrated. I was also trying to see. I usually just do whatever the in-game music is of things, but this isn't a game, so we don't have that. So I'm just going to actually, I have this, music that should this music player that should be non-copyrighted music. Yeah. And then we are tier listing games today. Every game I played last year. This is something we have done every single New Year's on this channel. So this will be the third annual tier list thing. I don't know what genre of music we're supposed to do for this. I rarely play music for the stream. How about these should all be I don't know, we might change it. Okay, so we have a bunch of games to get through. I don't know, we might change the genre. Hey, greetings, everyone. Did I say greetings? A salutation. So, I do have certain themes we're looking for, qualities in how we're tier listing this. So the three things, we have three categories, and this is how we did it before last year and such. Actually, we're switching music. This is going to put me to sleep. I don't know. So, which would you prefer, Twitch or YouTube? I prefer YouTube. I'm much more focused on growing the YouTube side of the channel. The Twitch is just kind of big, but I also prefer people to watch what they like. Also, if they like one more than the other. So, the three qualities we're looking for in the games here are affordability, enjoyability, and streamability, because I think it's only fitting if we check whether they are. Yeah, these are the qualities that matter to me and the stream. A little explanation. Enjoyability, I don't think I really need to explain, but affordability, we're going for both how much it costs, but also like how much it costs per entertainment unit. I don't know, pure hours of entertainment, because some things are like $60 for 10 hours. You'll also kind of see as we go exactly what I mean by this, because we'll be rating these. And streamability comes down to, like, if something gave the stream some major issues, or if something's just couldn't work on the stream, or because a lot of these won't have anything that actually matters for that category, I will say. A lot of these are just like, I mean, it's a game, it streams. We have, I think, 32 games to get through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 32 games to get through here. 32 is Shadow's lucky number, and I think it's a fantastic number as well. Also, the YouTube stream chat has been weird again and not actually showing up on the stream. I don't know, it's so inconsistent. Okay, I think we're going to start with, I had the idea of which one we'd start with. Well, I'm using an app for this. This is the website, a tier maker. This particular tier list with all of these is actually on there. If you look up like Dellog Blastspark, you can even find this, and you can tier list these yourself if you feel like it. Okay, so let's start with actually one that's it sets a certain standard for things. Not a lot of people watched this, but so here's the thing. And also, I'm just putting them in the middle here until they decided what category. So this is World of Warcraft. We only did one stream on World of Warcraft this year. It was... Oh, greetings, small bird. It was on the new expansion, as you can see in the thumbnail. We streamed World of Warcraft. Part of the point here, why we're doing World of Warcraft first, is expenses wise. We won't linger on this too long, but World of Warcraft is a subscription-based game where we have to spend a subscription every month. You have to buy the expansion, and the point is, I have played World of Warcraft a lot of my life, so it's kind of somewhat of the standard expenses-wise that... like I hold games too. Like, if it's more expensive than World of Warcraft and I get less enjoyment out of it than World of Warcraft, it's kind of bad in a way to me. But and there are games that counts for, even though like World of Warcraft is an expensive game, there are some games that like ask for $60 or $80, and then you get like 5 hours of game time, and those will be rated poorly. I'm not going to linger on World of Warcraft too long, since we only did one stream of it, and I don't think a lot of people were that interested. I'm at a World of Warcraft channel, so yeah. Also, I'm kind of still getting warmed up for the stream. It's been like a week and a half or two since we last streamed, so I'm little, I don't know, out of practice, you know? I'm just going to say we're rating World of Warcraft. We're rating this particular expansion, I guess, of World of Warcraft. I think it's S tier. I only played a little on a stream, but I will say, guys, I played a lot of this off stream this year because I was really enjoying it. I was really enjoying this expansion. There's nothing that scratches the itch gameplay-wise that World of Warcraft does quite like it. I think we should do one that more people are familiar with here next, though. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if there was any problems with World of Warcraft on the stream. Imagine this was pre-recorded. That would be difficult with the chat on a stream. But actually, I could think of how to make it work. Actually, I could think of how to put a video on with the chat overlapping it. Let's rate one of the ones that more people watched. How about Omori? Okay, so Omori was a ton of fun. I knew it was a good game before we started playing it. And Omori is hands down a life-changing game, honestly. Yeah, it was incredible. I kind of regret not playing it sooner. It was... I was going to say the word perfect. I can't think of any flaws, so I still hesitate to actually use the word perfect. Yes, the hands in Omori are scary. They are. Also, Omori has a lot of the same fears as me. Height, water, spiders. But, Omori was so good. I loved the way... I mean, I like the turn-based combat. Okay, wait. One flaw. I feel like some of the controls are a little janky. Specifically, like the choosing the right ability to use in a combat. I sometimes toss around a thing. I'm used to using the mouse to control those things instead of like switching around with the keyboard controls. But it was so... I think it has to be S tier. It's not even an expensive game, is it? I have to pull up Steam to check this. It's $20. It's $20. I got $40 of... I got 40 hours of playtime out of it. I could get more. I've considered doing another playthrough of it, in which case we'd get, even more hours. It does go on sale often. Yeah, there's more than one ending. Streamability? I can't think of any. I can't think of like really much of any issues with streaming it. I think it's a solid S tier game. It has no problems. Have I missed previous streams? Well, I was sick for the past week or so, so probably not really. I think I've seen you in the past before the original time I clicked on your channel. I just ignored. Ah. Well, you know, hopefully that's because people... because the YouTube algorithm and such shows me to people enough. yeah, we're sticking Omori at the front of us here. So of the games we've tier listed here, it's the best one so far. What do we do next? Okay, I want to do this one next. I don't think many people saw Pony Island. Pony Island was a horror game. Pony Island is a horror game, and actually in some ways similar to Omori in that it's a horror game, but the name Pony Island, it does not. It's kind of disguised. Pony Island. That sounds like some Disney Channel stuff. Exactly. It's made by the same guy who made Inscription, and it's an arcade game. You can kind of see it in the thumbnail I made. It's an arcade machine possessed by the devil. Oh, it was so much fun. I just pulled it up on Steam. How much was that? $4? $5? $5? It's $5 for like 2.5 hours of gameplay. I think it's still worth it. $5 for 2.5. The ratio's not great there. What is the most scary game you ever played? Might be... I'd have to think. I don't really think it's like the front of us here, but I think Pony Island is like it's either A or S tier. Maybe it's S tier if you get it on a sale and A tier if you don't. We'll put it in A for now. I was just like thinking of putting it in S tier, but then we've like done 3 S tier things. So let's not do exclusively S tier. We need to do some difference between them. And how about we rate one that I'm fairly sure won't be S tier next? I don't know what one that is yet. Let's do this one. Yeah. I do have to be Hausher. Too good of taste. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's like, oh, I don't play the game of it. What was the name of this game anyways? It's... What is it? Dice Unfolded. This game's Dice Unfolded. We streamed it once, I think. Well, we started with 2 of the best games, so that's kind of how we end up with 2 S tiers right off the bat. And Dice Unfolded is kind of tough. So Dice Unfolded is a game where you have a bunch of cards. The cards are monsters. You roll a dice and the dice kills the monsters. You kind of end up matching a dice 2 months dues and stuff, and right now it is $13. It's affordable. It's kind of a roguelike game. I feel like it might actually be a B tier. Do you think you will have any live streams in D tier? Yes. Yes. We'll get to them. Maybe just one. I don't know. But Dice Unfolded is a good game. I recommend it, I will say. If you like dicey rolling game, I think I don't know how you would fix this necessarily, but I kind of feel like the RNG, the randomness is a little extreme. I played it once on a stream, and then I played it actually a fair amount off stream. How many hours? Because we had like a 3 or 4 hour stream of it, and I have 10.1 hours on it. I played it a bit off stream, but I just kept getting mad at the game with its randomness. So, enjoyability hurts it a bit. It's perfectly affordable, and no issues streaming it, but yeah, but good. It is a good game. I'd recommend it. I just can't play too much of it at once, or I start losing my mind due to its RNG. Which game do we do next? Which game next? Backshot? Okay. Backshot roulette. Was it was it's totally, I'm not sure, thriller definitely. Does it really count as horror? It's let me check. It's horror, yeah, it has the tag horror, and it's dark. It's kind of similar to what's that game that I love, Inscription. That's exactly what I was thinking, Professional Jester. Backshot Roulette has atmosphere less so than active horror. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. If you're looking for horror, you don't really play it. It is, design-wise, I think it's actually very good. How expensive was it? It's $3. And it probably goes on sale. Playtime-wise, I do have to say, very limited playtime. I think it's a solid 8 here. A solid 8 here. I don't feel like, even at $3, I can recommend something as an S tier game that only has an hour of playtime, but it's so well designed with the tension and with the strategy that I think the gameplay is really good. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to stick it in the A tier for now. Shadow, am I into anime? Yes. In fact, actually, I was considering, and we might still do this, I was considering like next week or something, because I don't know if you can tell, but I actually have been really looking forward to this stream. And I really like talking about my reasoning about placing the various places. So I'm kind of half considering doing the same thing with the animes I watched last year, going and doing a tier list of the animes, the new animes I watched. How many of these games have you either finished or planned to? That's an excellent question. Less than I would like. I'd absolutely like some anime. Rex, as someone who doesn't watch seasonal. I like to watch a few animes each new season because I just like to keep up with them as they come out. It's just something I enjoy, and I even keep track of which ones I watch with list and stuff. So it's something I'm heavily considering, like doing a tier list of the animes next year. Dark to Stone, I have seen a fair amount of it. What, 3 seasons and a movie? I am not up to date with it. Is it just me or is Twitch chat on? I use this site called Restream for the chat, and they did a revoke of things. And now it's not showing every YouTube chat always. It's sometimes showing it. The hero and coat reminds you of Dazai. Oh, Dazai. Bango's great. I just did something. It might start showing up with the YouTube chat soon or something. I just kind of refreshed it, not exactly, but we'll see if it works. What's your favorite anime? Kind of shifts around, but I do like a certain scientific railgun. They've got mad scientists in that one. Yeah, but that was backshot roulette. How about we go with something else? How about this one? So, this is... I've also read all of the... Well, all of the released volumes of the Railgun manga. I don't keep it up chapter to chapter. But okay, so this one is a game called PAX Day. I played it when it was when they did. I don't even have it on Steam because I played it in the closed beta before it even released on Steam. PAX Day on Steam is what, $40. This is not S tier or A tier. I really liked it. But I think it has had some issues, and I'm not saying. I mean, we played it closed beta, so it's like there are bound to be issues, but I do think there are some issues in the game that I just have with the game, regardless. We have to aim for that normal distribution. Honestly, I think the distribution will be somewhat like the most in A, a fairly equal amount in S and B, and then less in C and D. That I think that's my guess as to what it'll be. But yeah, PAX Day. is like a survival MMO, kinda. So it is difficult. It is a difficult game. And I like the kind of grindiness of the game. It's a fun, but like one of the issues of the game is it almost requires you to make like an enormous commitment to actually playing PAX Day. It's like we played it for a week and had nothing. If you have a generally higher than B rating on the chart, that just means you know what you like. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I've seen some critics of things like rate things poorly, and it's like I think it's fine to rate things poorly, but I think it's also fine to not have played something if knowing you don't like it, or watched something or what have you. But yeah, PAX Day, it's I think it. I absolutely love the concept of it, because its concept is like a player-driven MMO, and but it's like I feel like to have gotten what I wanted to get out of it, it would have to be the only game on this list. It just feels like a game that asks an enormous time commitment of you. Oh yeah, you're right, Masukido. Normal distribution doesn't mean most in B tier. It's just a curve that can be shifted. Yeah, I think we'll likely have something like that. I think this is C tier. I think it's a game that is certainly worth it if one wants to get into it. However, it's one that kind of asks for a commitment, and on top of that, I don't know. Yeah, even though I really like the concept, I have to say C tier, and I don't not recommend it. I also think it's a little bad streamability-wise, not for any technical issues, but because, like, when I played it, we spent the entire stream just grinding away mining rocks, and then toting them back to base, and then going back and mining more rocks. See a shadow? So yeah, it's but like it's one that's worth trying, I will say. Yeah, exactly. Since you brought it up, why don't we rate it? Oh. Okay, so what is Nightbot doing? So I just set up Nightbot between the last stream and this one, because I was going to use it for a certain thing, but I did next to no setup because I decided against doing the certain thing, and it seems to not like caps. I don't really actually have much of a problem with caps myself. I might... I mean, if someone typed every message in caps, sure, but I don't think I can change that right now on the spot. I'll have to look into it between the next stream and this one. I actually find it kind of funny. A power hungry nightbot. So to the moon. We haven't finished the game and I want to get back and finish it. I think we got like halfway through the game. But Nightbot is confirmed Reddit Discord, Mad. But To the Moon seemed really interesting. I feel like we didn't have many people show up for the stream, but it was really interesting. I think what happened, if I recall, is that we got halfway through it, then October started, and we went on our streak of horror games, and we didn't get back to it when we finished the October horror games. I think that's what happened. So we still need to finish that. I think that's on my like list to get to in the next, I don't know, in the near future. Not like next week or something, but hopefully soon. Yags, I thought you'd show up. That sounds great. Can I put Nightbot in timeout? Nightbot! Oh no. So I like cats and dogs, if I'm honest, Shadow. Nightbot. Why? So I kind of feel like okay, I have tuned it doing deleting access caps. I think it should no longer do that. If anyone wants to try. To the Moon, I kind of feel like I need to just leave it in a fairly mediocre position because I haven't finished it. I don't think I have any sort of problems with To the Moon at all yet. I think I'm just going to leave it in like BOA. And this is kind of like dotting it in, the very temporary sort of placement. And since we're going to, I think, be getting to it this year, finishing it this year, I think, yeah, we will rate it next year. Yeah. So just bear in mind, this isn't me really saying it's like an average game. So far, the story for it is really well done. And actually, I want to play the story. So I have at least one of the other games in its, I don't know, series or made by its author on my wish list. So yeah. To the Moon is fantastic, but I really need to finish it in a summary. My favorite color is green or purple, depending on the day, sometimes red. What do we rate next? What do we rate? Which one is after To the Moon, actually? To the Moon. Series Anniversary Bundle. The one I have on my wish list is Imposter Factory. I think it sounds really cool, but there's like finding a paradise and a beard story and stuff. Labo Cope next. It sounds great. Lobotomy Cooper. Where is it? There it is. So, Lobotomy Corporation. We've been playing that lately. I think it was the most recent stream. And I think we're probably going to play some more by the end of the week. I don't think the next stream, but by the end of the week. So far it's really good. I feel like I can only do like a partial kind of review of the game at this stage. But funny thing is, managing my little wokers in it, I only thought of this after the most recent stream of it, but it reminds me of an ancient, well, not exactly ancient, but the really old game that was one of the first games I ever played. And I actually got the game on Steam recently as well. I don't know. I don't know if any of you have played both games, both Lobotomy Corporation and this series of games. There's a series of games called Virtual Villagers, where you manage these virtual villagers on this little island, and you solve little puzzles with them, and you keep them alive, and it kind of reminds me of it. Yeah, I don't know. You're keeping these little wokers alive in Lobotomy Cope. A ski hill and a space station. But both games remind me of each other. And Lobotomy Cope, I really like the way, the mystery of it, and the... Oh, and my favorite... Oh, what was it? The safest place in the world. It's that vault that... it's really good. I can't say anything bad about it so far. I feel like I have a lot to learn. And... it's either A tier or S tier. S tier? I kind of think S tier works. I kind of think S tier. Also, we're still not getting the YouTube chat to show up on the stream. It's either A or S. If it's A simply because I haven't really actually gotten to play. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I haven't really played a significant portion of the game yet. I feel like I still have plenty left to play, but so far I'm really loving it. No, not even close, yeah. Though that's sad. I've played through enough of it that I bat. What is it? What's it called? Scrolling through my Steam takes a... Where is it in my Steam? I bought a Library of Ruina on a sale just the other day. It was on the winter sale. because it sounds fantastic and it was on sale, so I'm like, let's snatch that up. I want to get to that one too sometime. What next? What next? What do we rate next? Yeah, we'll stick it in A for now. And we'll be rating it again next year, since we're going to keep playing it this year. Let's go with content warning. We played one stream of content warning with some other streamers. It was crazy. Content warning is a game sort of like Phasmophobia and Lethal Company. We have both on this tier list, Lethal Company and Phasmophobia. I think I feel like content warning is the one I like least of the three. I feel like it has the scariest monsters in some way, and so okay, I haven't even said what the game is. If you don't know, content warning is a game where you and other people you play with go out and you go to, what is it? You go to like haunted sites, and you take a camera in game and you recode things with your friends, and it hears what you're saying, and it like recodes the monster, and then you upload it to the fake YouTube, and it gets views for the scary stuff. So it was. It's a neat idea. I don't think it's as good as Lethal Company or Phasmophobia. I'd play it once or twice more or something, but not necessarily a ton more than that. It's not bad. I think it's just B tier. That's actually a fantastic way to put it. It has some great stylation, but almost no content. Yeah. What shall we do next? I'm trying to spice it up with not doing ones that I think will go in the same category in a row. Wait, did it? Okay, wait. Yeah, Xatha, did it time you out? So I tuned off it. I've opened Nightbot settings. Where is that tab? Where's that tab of Chrome? I have a good handful of tabs open. I've got Nightbot settings. I've tuned off it moderating access caps. It did just before. Okay. I've tuned off repetitions. I'm going to tune this off as well. Let me know if it gives us any problems. Okay. What does what even mean? Oh, are you talking about the Dellog? You remind me of a number 2 pencil, because I was also trying to figure out what that means. Let's do this! The new Portal game. So someone came out with another like Portal mod this year. I don't know if so Portal 2, fantastic game. It came out over a decade ago, but since then a number of like fun games and fun stories have come out. What was it that came out this year? Okay, I found it. Portal Revolution came out this year. We played it in 9.2 hours. Was that the Green Time Portal? No, that's Portal Reloaded, which was also fantastic. We did not stream that one. That was before I started streaming. That was in 2021. Portal Revolution came out. I'll be honest, I can't remember a lot about Portal Revolution. But I'm going to say I haven't seen it, but if it's a worthy successor to Portal 2, it gotta be worth it. I love Portal 2 and the world of it and stuff. And if I'm remembering right, I really enjoyed this one, Portal Revolution. It was difficult. I can't remember. I feel like they introduced a new concept in it. But I can't remember what new puzzle element it was. It was just good. I don't think it... If I'm remembering right, some of it felt like a slightly sillier to me than a typical like Portal sort of thing. I feel like it's maybe... Oh, don't disintegrate. I feel like it's maybe A or B tier. No, it's definitely not B tier. I think it's A tier. It's good. It's free because it's just technically a fan mod. Portal Revolution. It's funny. It has a new core. It has just all of the fantastic elements of Portal. I'll comment right now, since we're on the topic of Portal. It's part of the reason, part of what inspired me to be here as a mad scientist VTuber instead of a whole number of other things I could have been. I think a mad scientist. I love mad scientists. Okay. Anyways, on to the next one. On to the next one. Where do we go next? Balatro. A fantastic pick. Oh. By the way, I have this on a soundboard that I can use any stream. I have...
That's right, everybody. It's that time of year again. Happy birthday. You know the rules. Everybody at the government-mandated maximum age needs to report to an ethnological redundancy associate toot sweet. Looking through the files here, the following is a complete list of employees who need to snuff it. Dorothy Russell, age 98. End of list. Sorry about that, Dorothy. You had a good 97 years. Time to stop hogging all the resources. Leave some nutrient paste for the rest of us, why don't you? Cave Johnson, age 51. We're done here.
I have a bunch of Cave Johnson quotes that I can shuffle through all of them, and you know, that picks a random Cave Johnson quote out of like 70, and in case anyone's unaware, Cave Johnson is from Portal, and he is amazing. He is one of my all-time favorite characters. He's so good. Died to Moonrax. Died to mad science. Came out in like 2011. It did. I've been thinking of lately maybe trying to memorize his Lemon speech. I think that would be fun. But anyways, Balatro. I don't know where we're putting it yet. So Balatro, I was rooting for it to win Game of the Year and like all of the important Game Awards. I don't know if it has actually won Game of the Year and really anything. We've played one stream of it. Balatro is a roguelike poker game, which it says in the thumbnail right there. It's $15. And I have played 8 hours of it, only 4 hours on a stream. I'm probably going to keep playing it off and on for a while. It's just a fun game. It's really interesting. It's a little frustrating at times when the RNG kind of screws you, but it's also extremely satisfying when it doesn't. It's... 1 second. Let me pull it up. Balatro. I'm just curious, do they have any awards they've won on their page here? They were a Game of the Year nominee. Best Mobile Game winner, Best Debut Indie Game, Best Independent Game, Best Game Direction nominee, but not winner. They won some things. I voted for them in the Steam Awards and in the Game Awards. They didn't win any of the things I wanted them. I mean, no, they didn't win the big stuff. And none of the Steam Awards stuff. I didn't nominate them for Game of the Year. I nominated a different game on this list for Game of the Year. But it didn't win either. So, no. That's kind of the way it goes sometimes. But... Balatro... I kind of feel like it's A tier. It's extremely good and I can't like not recommend it. There are a few things in it I feel like they could improve on the UIs and the way the UI conveys certain elements of it. And that there's like some things where it's like, okay, apply this to the code. And it's like, oh, like you can apply certain modifiers to the codes in your deck, and it's like, that's fantastic. And I make this code a wild code, and then it removes one of the other things on it, and it's like, oh, I thought it would keep both of those qualities and not lose one. I feel like they could better convey which things are exclusive, which properties are exclusive with each other, because I still can't tell you which properties are exclusive and which things will replace other things. Also, not telling what are enchantments, enhancements, or seals exactly. I cannot tell you which things are exclusive. And I feel like that's honestly a big problem. It sounds minor, but it is a bit of a big problem. I could see, if I played it more, coming to the conclusion that it's an S tier game, but I think for now I just rate it as an A tier, which is a very good. In fact, it's maybe like somewhere like there in A tier. It's one of the best games we've talked about so far. It's not my personal game of the year, but it is certainly what I voted for game of the year this year. And I don't think there's much more to say about it. Highly recommend. Let's do Genshin Impact next. A lot of people have played Genshin Impact. We even have streams where we're playing something else, and people come on and stream, and they've played Genshin Impact without ever without ever having watched my Genshin Impact. It's a popular game, it is. I pray you didn't spend money. So, this is why we started with World of Warcraft, actually. Because the standard I hold games to with how much money is... It's different than some people. With like World of Warcraft, and actually funny that it's come up in chat right now, Magic the Gathering, as two games I've played for a lot of my lifetime, I am willing to spend some money on a game if I feel like it's worth it. And I don't want to spend an incredible amount on something in Genshin Impact, but like spending the like monthly things on Genshin Impact, the little battle pass and the Welcome Moon, I'm actually pretty fine with. Spending too much on like actually directly buying the premium currency is where it gets a little murky to me. But I think it's a game that's fine to spend some on. I am extremely attached to this. Well, I am rather attached to finding out what's going on in the main story of Genshin Impact. I don't think this is the time or place to talk about the specifics of what I'm about to mention, but I do have some actual major gripes with actually a handful of the systems in Genshin Impact that I think really have no right to be designed in the clunky manner that they are and should be changed, and I don't think it would be difficult for them to change. But I think that's going to lower its tier. I don't know what tier it should go in. I don't think I can put it in S, even though I need to know where the story goes and need to keep playing it. I think we are going with Genshin has so many problems. It's engaging but very flat. Yes. And for instance, I kinda think tomorrow we might be streaming Genshin Impact. So, although I think I'm rating it B tier. But I think we're playing it tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, I'll say one of the problems, so it doesn't sound like lunacy that I'm rating it B tier. Here's two of the primary reasons. One, I do know some people who I do know of people who have spent far too much money on it, and I kind of don't want to recommend it too much because of the fact that just gacha games in general is some people. Yeah, it's I kind of want to lower it just because it's a gacha 1 tier, if you know what I mean. Even though I have 4 gacha games on this list. I also have some major problems with, like, the way I hate the day locked thing, where they have, okay, you can farm this thing on Monday, this thing on Tuesday, this thing on Tuesday, this thing on Wednesday, this thing on Tuesday, this thing on Wednesday, this thing on Monday. I hate it. I actually rather hate the whole, okay, I have to go on this day and this. I have some of my favorite characters that it's like, okay, gotta get the talents for that character. I'm cracking down, sitting on it. I'm sitting down to play, and I thought it was this day. Oh, wait, never mind. Can't even do that today. I'm lagging enough now because can't do the thing I planned on doing. I'm like, why? That's honestly my least favorite thing in Genshin Impact. I'm just saying it right now. I hate the things that are locked to a day of the week. And I know it's like Sunday, but I don't necessarily play every... I could rant about it more, but I'm not going to. We're sticking Genshin in the B, moving on and playing it more later this week. Since we were just talking about it in chat and I mentioned it a minute ago, we're going to rate Magic the Gathering Arena. Or do we rate Magic the Gathering as a whole? This is specifically the thumbnail for its Bloomburrow expansion, which had a bunch of cute fluffy critters. Magic the Gathering is a trading card game. In some ways you could say it is the trading card game. I have been playing it for just over a decade now. Started 10 years ago in the summer, essentially. So like 10.5 years ago now. If I'm remembering the timeline correctly. I absolutely love just trading card games, deck building games in general, and I would say that Magic the Gathering is my favorite one. I can't rate it as tier though. Especially if we're rating Magic the Gathering Arena. If we were rating solely on enjoyability of the game, this would be S tier. However, we are not. This is the most expensive game on this entire list. I have spent more money on Magic the Gathering than on all of the 4 gacha games on this list combined. I don't think I'm exaggerating either. Magic the Gathering is a little expensive. Theoretically, with the actual paper cards you can sell out when you stop playing. You can sell all your paper cards and get your money back. Theoretically. Not a lot of people actually do that. Because it just doesn't happen always. Magic the Gathering Arena has further economy issues than the paper game as well. Magic the Gathering Arena has some problems. They need to improve its economy. On top of that, I feel like the company that makes it has literally taken people, has not put enough programmers and game developers and such on it. And we've literally had features cut in the past years. They no longer do the animations they used to do. I'm just moving it down as I tack. I love the game. If this was solely based on how enjoyable it is, this would be S tier, but it probably should be COD, but I'm going to put it in a B because of how much I like it. I even played some of it today, actually. I blame Hasbro. Me too. Let's move on before I decide to lower it more because of my frustrations with it. What do we do next? Let's go with this game. I'm guessing most of you don't know what this is from the thumbnail. I was looking at this thumbnail and going, this thumbnail doesn't really convey which game this is. The thumbnail says social deduction with friends. The S is kind of cut off there, but I'm telling you there is an S there at the end. This is a game, it's called Goose Goose Duck. Is that right? Is it Goose Goose or Duck Duck? Yeah, it's Goose Goose Duck. It's a game similar to like Among Us or those sort of social deduction games where you have like a traitor and the other people have to figure it out. We've played this game several times. I actually think I did so much better at it the time I played it this year than in previous years. I was actually doing really well at figuring out the roles. Like in previous years, I was like, oh, so bad at it, honestly. But this year, I did well. And that's with the fact that I think I'm actually a horrible liar. At lying at these social deduction sort of games. These sorts of games I don't know. I've just in the past not been that great at them. The funny thing is, like, not just off stream, but off internet and digital. There's this game called Ultimate Werewolf. I've played so many games of it. I would say hundreds of games of it. Maybe hundreds? I think hundreds, honestly. I've barely been a player in any of them. I've always been the moderator, the game master, the person who runs the game. I love running the game in that because I love seeing the people deceiving the other people and stuff. But me deceiving the other people? That I'm not the traitor and this and that. Not my forte. But how good is the actual game? How expensive is it? I don't know if it's expensive at all. Is it free? It's a free-to-play game. It is a free-to-play game. And it has like cosmetics you can pay for, and I actually did legitimately pay for a couple of cosmetics because I wanted them. And I don't have a problem with supporting a free-to-play game by buying a couple cosmetics with few backs, giving a few backs back to them when they're a good game. It's like either. I don't think it's an S-tier game. Oh yeah, professional gesture. I've been thinking about playing more Among Us. Might look into it. Yes. If there are lots of like special abilities in it and stuff. If you have like some like friend group or something, or if you, I think you can queue up with randoms. I'm not certain. The only times I've played it is with other streamers who have organized some event for it. But, I think it's better than Among Us. But I don't know if Among Us has updated stuff to, like, have the features that Goose Goose Duck has. But Goose Goose Duck has a lot of really neat features for this sort of game. I'm going to stick it in A tier. It doesn't have what it takes to be an S tier game, in my opinion, but it is really good. What do we do next? We're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Oh no, we're not even halfway through these. I mean, we're a third of the way through. Like, okay, where do we go next? We go with Undertale. How about Undertale? Undertale is a game that a lot of people have we got a lot of people who showed up to watch it. And it's a fantastic game. The storytelling of Undertale is really good. And the characters, I think its strongest suit is the characters. I think its strongest suit is its characters. I feel like if I was just like rating these and how much a lot of my audience viewed them, Undertale would probably be asked here, but I think I'm going to... I've thought about this before the stream. I think it has to be an A tier for me. Because I loved the game and there were some amazing things about it, but I did have a few issues with it. But not enough issues that would like knock it down to a B tier. Like, I'm not... bullet hell genres of games, not really my thing, if I'm honest. And also the controls were really wonky, but incredible game that I'm going to say, if anyone here hasn't played it, I do highly recommend playing it. It was really fun. Really good story. Actually, playing? Oh, you don't even necessarily, now that I'm speaking about it, you don't even necessarily need to play it as long as you watch someone play it. It's a very unique game. And yeah, A tier. I think it's actually like the perfect example of like an A tier game. Because it has a few flaws, but not enough that would make it any worse than A tier. Yeah. And the music, I should bring up, the music is really good in it too. Actually, also, I loved the music in Omori. Didn't even mention that when we were rating Omori as tier. But the music in it was fantastic. And I think we'll move on from Undertale. Let me get a drink. Wait, which sound did the Undertale have to? Which sound did the Undertale have to in Omori? We out tier listing every game from last year, Shikoku. Every game I played last year on the stream. We're not tier listing the ones I played off stream or anything, but I need to look this up. I'll look it up later. Okay. We're going to rate this. The Bazaar! I played this for one stream. The Bazaar is a auto battler game. And I actually have to say it's the first auto battler game I've ever played. It I think is still in its closed beta, but I think it's set to be like fully released or something soon. I think the game is... It has promise. It has promise. I think they need to release another couple of heroes or something before I can say that it's actually very good. I've played a few more rounds of it in the past, like, few weeks. So it is well, is it? It's really interesting. The Bazaar is interesting in that it's like an asynchronous game where you play with other people. You play with the Bazaar. Yeah, Xathath, you messed me up. I said you play the Bazaar because I read your comment a moment ago. You play the Bazaar against other people, but it's asynchronous and that they don't even have to be online when you play against them. And I actually think that's a really fascinating way to do things. I have to give them points there. I am looking forward to trying it after one or two more heroes come out. I don't know if we'll try it on stream. Greetings, Glab. But isn't that just Clash of Clans? I wouldn't know. I've never played Clash of Clans. You tell me honestly. Yeah, I've never played Clash of Clans. But it has some really interesting strategy, but I think having more heroes, especially because I see. So the different heroes in the game define the sorts of general strategies open to you in the game, and honestly a lot of the strategies that you can kind of go for at the moment I'm not that interested in. So I'm really looking forward to trying it when more heroes are released. I think I'm going to keep it right where I've put it right there. B tier. It's a good game. It kind of has potential. But I want to see some more of it released. In Clash of Clans, the other player doesn't have to be online for you to attack their base. I honestly don't know if that means this is the same way. So the way the Bazaar does it is it takes like past playthroughs other people have done and like it matches you up against when they played it this time in the past they played here, and it's like that. So, and as such you kind of theoretically have like infinite different players you can play against, even playing against the same person. Is purple your favorite color? Oh, green and purple are my two favorites. In fact, if I ever get a new model, which I mean, win. I get a new model sometime. I'm kind of hoping to incorporate more green and purple. I'm trying. I don't know why it doesn't. Here. Let's try. The chat program says that Twitch and YouTube are both offline right now, even though it is actively showing the chat. Oh, there it goes. I don't know what I changed. I just poked around on the website and suddenly it's showing it. Yay! Rejoice. Yeah, so that's the Bazaar. We never existed. Ghost chat. Speaking of spooky, how about this game, which is... Let me check its name. I think I know its name. Is it... Depersonalization. Which is a... Lovecraftian... pixelized investigation game. With almost some like roguelike elements, time travel, simulation stuff. And some turn-based combat. And honestly, I really love a lot of the elements of the game. I mean... I don't know if we still have Yag Sathath here, but yeah, I think Yag Sathath was a character in the game. You remind me of someone who's sleep deprived. That's because I am. Would you trust the frog duck creature? Probably not. Oh, I will say though, one thing I have to say against the game is that depersonalization has some translation issues in it. But honestly, they're so minor and you can understand what they're saying there. It's like, oh, I see what this character is saying. It's like, oh, I don't care. I know what they're talking about there. And it's acceptable. It's so fun, and I'd love to get to playing some more of it sometime. And maybe we will get to it sometime some more. I've read Google translated fanfiction, a few translation errors or nothing. Exactly. It's perfectly manageable. It's like it's a game with a massive amount of text that is mainly made by, I think, a Chinese company. So it's like a little translation here. It's doable. And they were, I believe, working on even more stories for the game right now. Because there's these different stories you can play through and different outcome. Yeah. I think it's everyone buffering or just me. Hopefully not everyone. I'm not seeing any issues with the stream on my end. You seem like you like explosions. I do. Dellog Blastspark is the name. Okay, let's see. Let's go on. Let's do something else. Wait a second. I said 4 earlier. We have 5 that we played this year. 5 gacha games. So let's get to another gacha. We've only rated 1 of them. Which one do we do next? Let's do this one. This is a Zenless Zone 0. It came out this year. It is the Infinite Gacha folks. Yeah. Zenless Zone 0 is made by MiHoYo, the same company as Genshin Impact and Hankai Star Rail and Hankai Impact 3rd. Zenless Zone 0. I think comparing it to the one we've already rated here, it's interesting. I think professional Jester, you need to play Mosey CC. I think I kind of need to too. I think I uninstalled it a week or 2 ago because I needed some room to install something else. But I didn't. I need to get further in its story sometime. I think. Yeah, Glab, I play Genshin Impact. It is right here on the tier list. I think I like its gameplay in some ways more than Genshin Impact, but there are a couple things I like more in Genshin Impact. So, Genshin Impact is in a B tier. I love the game, and we're playing it more next week. I did go over. I'm not going to go over my bizarre reasoning for being so conflicted about which tier to put it in now. But yeah, it's a good game, but it's in B tier. I kind of want to get to some more Zenless Zone Zero sometime, but it is difficult to play too many gacha games at once, you know. But it's a good game. I think I'm just going to leave it in B. Blah, but I actually spent a fair bit of time being indecisive about which tier to put Genshin Impact in earlier. I have my reasoning for putting it in a B tier. And, like, I don't think it's a bad game. Yeah, B is good for gachas. We're even likely playing it on a stream like later this week if I have the time. So I'm not insulting it, putting it in a B. I'm just trying to honestly be. Impartial isn't the right word, but analytical maybe. I hope you had a nice New Year's Eve. Well, I was rather sick, so... Yeah. I feel like just putting a Zenless Zone Zero in something like B right now. I think there are some things that make it possibly look like if I got into it, it could be better than Genshin Impact. But I don't know if I've really exploded it enough. So, yeah. Permission to go to sleep? Go ahead, Yagsatha. We're going to be at this for a while. I'm like 90% better, Glob. I'm not all the way better from being sick, but 90%. Let's write another game. This game, puzzle game. I love puzzle games. We don't play enough puzzle games lately. We need to get to another puzzle game sometime soon. This is Islands of Insight. Islands of Insight, I think it came out at the start of this year. Let me check. Islands of Insight is kind of like a puzzle MMO, sort of, which is an incredible concept. Why does it have mostly negative recent reviews? Don't listen to those. It's a $30 game. It came out in February. What is this music? I'm skipping whatever this song is. Islands of Insight is a game where it's like a giant open world of floating islands, and you kind of explore around you stumble upon puzzles everywhere and solve the puzzles. They're like, I was going to say logic puzzles, but they're like every kind of puzzle you can think of. And for someone who loves puzzles like I do, it's just so Good. Do I have permission to leave the basement? Only if there aren't the zombies that are going to attack you when you leave. Oh, some other horrifying outbreak. Islands of Insight. You can unlock cosmetics and stuff. It's $30, but I feel like you could get well over 30 hours of like playtime out of Islands of Insight. You could just, I feel like you could just keep on playing it for significant amount of time. I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused looking at its Steam page. Like a plethora of negative reviews as of late, and I just don't see any good reason for it. I'm just going to say it's a great game. And what is... I have not used this music thing I'm using right now very often. I'll be honest. I just want instrumental if we can. No, I want instrumental, please. Zombies are cool. In an answer to Glob. Okay. Which do we rate next? Let's do another gacha. We are rating this one. I'm going to guess that out of the gachas on this list, this is the one that the least people have played. This is Hankai Impact 3rd. It's like the predecessor to MiHoYo's other games of Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero and such. I'm going to say I think it's like in C tier. I really like its story and I'm playing it through the game for its story. And we haven't gotten back to playing it through the game lately. But is it B tier? I have to rate things. I can't rate everything B and A. I think compared to these other games. Like I feel kind of bad rating this C tier. We've played it like, we have to have like 30 streams of it by now that we've done. Hankai Impact 3rd I think has some major problems. From my understanding, they have some power creep issues. I think their combat is a little iffy. Their combat is not as good as any of their other games' combat. Isn't this a live stream tier list, not a game tier list? No, this is a tier list of all of the games that I live streamed last year. So it is tier listing. It is related to streams, and some of the are going to be knocked down if the streams just weren't good. But it is rating them on like gameplay, enjoyability, and affordability of the games and such. And I'm going to say, if you play Hankai Impact 3rd, the story is good. I recommend playing through this story. Though it is really lengthy. I'm going to look it up. Okay, let's see. Where's my tab with my YouTube channel in it? So, how many? If I go to the playlist, oh, Hankai. We've done 36 streams of it, just story, and I'm not even caught up with its story. We need to get back to its story sometime if I'm ever going to get through its story. We've taken a bit of like an extended break from its story at this point. Its story is interesting, and I actually very specifically chose this thumbnail. Theatrics and domination, it says in this thumbnail, because I actually really loved this section of the story, the section about the history of domination and the theater of domination. Really good section of the story. By far my favorite part of the story so far. And like, if any of the people who I know I have a handful of subscribers and viewers who really love the game. I do like it, and I really like the story, but I don't think it is as good as the other gacha games, in my opinion. And who? So we're sticking it in C tier. Okay. While we're being house, why don't we do another game that I'm going to be house to? This game is Still Wakes the Deep. We played this in October and I think the beginning of November as part of our Halloween games. You know. Yeah, Glab, you can subscribe. Oh, and speaking of subscribing, anyone watching this, if you haven't liked it, liking it will actually, liking this stream on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, will actually help show it to other people. I basically never remember to mention that. So Still Wakes the Deep. Has amazing vibes. The ocean terrifies me. Didn't have a good time playing. So I think this is going to be D tier. I'll explain why. Thematically, I actually loved it. But the game had a lot of issues, I think. For one, my computer hated actually running it, especially while streaming it. Even with graphics settings turned way down, my computer's like, this is not a game I want to stream well. And things didn't go well with that. Let me check if I pull it up on Steam. Yeah, the graphical issues made it unstreamable, sadly. Yeah. If I pull it up on Steam, it's $35. I don't think you can get like more than 10 hours out of the game, really. Even actually looking at the reviews on Steam, people get like 5 to 10 hours out of it, which for $35 is a tad I don't know. I don't like games that are like 10 hours of content for 30. If you play it, get it on discount. The graphical issues are my biggest problem with it, as well as it being a little expensive. But the story, right through what Tellog is saying. The themes, voice acting, story, all of those are incredible. And actually, graphically, how it looked was incredible. Even though it was killing the stream, it looked incredible. Mostly, I think. 9. Yeah, it looked incredible. I will say the one other big problem I had is it had a lot of, like Professional Jester said a minute ago, it looks like it has a lot of backtracking. Yeah, it has way too much backtracking. It's like, okay, I finished this task, radio over there. What do you want me to do? Okay, I'll backtrack over there, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do all of this whacking, and I know you're doing this so you can give me like a jump scare on the way there, and it's like, I'm fine with that. This is a horror game, but does the horror of it have to be the throbbing in the character's legs as he whacks, you know? It's the true Eldritch horror was your computer gazing upon its graphics. Yeah. So, the sad thing is I never even got to the end of the game. I'd like to know how the game actually ends. But it's honestly unstreamable with its issues. Yeah, it might be the only D tier game. In fact, actually looking at the rest of the list, none of this goes in D tier. I think it's going to be the only D tier game in the list. Oh yeah, I really hope Roe doesn't die in that. Okay. Let's write something else. Let's get to Hankai Star Rail. Hankai Star Rail. Oh, I should have spaced these out more. We're doing Hankai Star Rail now, which is yet another gacha. I should have spaced the gachas out more. A Hankai Star Rail, I'll just put it right out there right now. Currently, Hankai Star Rail is it's the gacha game that I've enjoyed the most so far. It's like space fantasy, and I really love that. It's like sci-fi fantasy. It has a really grand scale, and it kind of if you're unaware, Hankai Impact Third, Genshin Impact, and Hankai Star Rail all exist in the same universe, which I find fascinating. The Astral Express is a fantastic ensemble, and the Stellaron Hunters. I actually picked a thumbnail with one of my favorite characters in it. I cannot rate Star Rail as high as S tier because of the gacha element, if I'm honest. But I think it's almost like if it wasn't for the risk to people's wallets, then it might be an S tier game for me. unfortunately, we haven't played it that much in the past, like, 2 months. I'm actually currently thinking of doing a stream tomorrow or this week or something that is like a little Genshin Impact and a little Honkai Star Rail. Pulls and banners in both games. I do have some minor flaws with the game, but I love simulated universe in it. And see ya, Glob. Thanks for dropping by. I love the simulated universe. I love turn-based games, which you actually can probably tell from this list that we have a number of turn-based games on the list. I like turn-based. It's enjoyable to me, and this is the only of these gacha games we played this year. Actually, it's the only gacha game. Well, I played like 10 minutes of Fate one time. So technically, I think Fate is turn-based, and I played like 10 minutes. Okay, it's the only game, a gacha game I've played for any significant period that's turn-based, and I love turn-based. So, Dellog, do you want to know a secret? I was glad. I kinda suspect it does much partway through things, yes. Speaking of gachas, you need to get to reverse 1999. Yeah, we had it in a poll a bit back. I think I really need to try reverse 1999 sometime this year, probably. It looks really interesting. Looks kinda steampunk, and I don't know. Yeah, steampunk. We need steampunk. Yeah, so I'm rating Honkai Star Rail 8 here. 8 here? Yeah, 8 here. What's next? Getting a drink, then we'll rate another game. We have... how many games do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 10 left out of 32. We're not as far... I thought we had more left than we did. Let's go with... shall we do it? Yeah, let's do it! Mimic Logic! You remember, I actually kind of mentioned Mimic Logic earlier when we were talking about Volatro. Glob was talking in a very similar way to the way you do, Shadow. You have a certain way of chatting. Mimic Logic is S tier. I'm putting that out right now. Mimic... as silly as it is, Mimic Logic is a tiny game, but I actually nominated it for Game of the Year for the Steam Awards. It didn't get it, but I put the nomination in. Oh, you bet it, Professional Jester. Have you tried it? I really love Mimic Logic, and I need to actually get to playing it some more. I should explain what it is for anyone here who doesn't know what Mimic Logic is. It's a pixel graphics game. It's procedural generation. And it's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game where you go through logic puzzles where like you can tack to the chests. This sounds a little weird. You can tack to the chests and the chests and the mimics tell you things, but the mimics tell you lies and you have to not loot the mimics. It actually really makes sense once you're playing. I feel like I'm explaining it poorly. You're just Franz Shadow. That also makes sense. A lot of times Franz developer can develop a similar way of talking and discussing and such. Similar societies and such. Mimic Logic is the game on this list that I recommend the most. It is $4. You don't need to get much out of a $4 game for it to be worth it. But I think one could get many hours of gameplay out of Mimic Logic. It's a relaxing game, and I also nominated it for like what was it, like something about gameplay being not groundbreaking, something like that. I really like the system of hunger they have in the game. It kind of gives you a soft clock on how fast you have to be on solving the puzzles of the game. You don't have like a hard clock, but a really kind of soft clock, which for someone who doesn't exactly like timed puzzles, it is actually kind of surprising me, complimenting it for that. But yeah, S-tier game right there. Go play it if you want. $4. Doesn't even have to be that good to be worth it. We're going to do this one next, which I still don't know exactly what game this is I'm talking about rating right here. So as you can see, it says Decked Out 2, and that's Minecraft. I don't know which game I'm rating. There's this guy named Tango Tak, big YouTuber, made this game called Decked Out 2 in Minecraft. I watched him make it on a stream. Oh, many hours. And it's a fantastic game. And we played it for one stream. On a stream. So the point is, I actually don't know whether I'm rating Minecraft here or Decked Out to the minigame that was made in Minecraft. We never actually played any normal Minecraft on the stream. We only played Decked Out 2. So I guess we're rating Decked Out 2. In that case, yeah, we're rating Decked Out 2. Which, by the way, any of you can... I linked in the stream that we played this game Decked Out 2, this mini game Decked Out 2, how to set a Reddit guide on how to set this mini game, this Minecraft mini game app for yourself. Decked Out 2, a little explanation, since I guess we're rating Decked Out 2 and not Minecraft, is that Decked Out 2 is a deck building treasure hunting dungeon crawling game. Hey, welcome back, Masukido. Where you explore the dungeon and you have a deck of cards that plays cards that give you scenes as you explore the dungeon. and you have to find your treasure and get out of the dungeon, and it's really impressive. Oh, Minecraft minigame that I almost forgot to say, made in a survival Minecraft, not made in a creative or command blocks or anything. Made in a survival Minecraft with some very minor vanilla plus mods to give it a few extra textures and sounds. It's really good. I think I do have some very specific, we're not getting into them now, but some very specific things that I think should have been changed with how Decked Out 2 was made. In fact, I think I left a few messages like in chat and stuff as the guy was building the game, but I think he's learned from it. He's going to build Decked Out 3 sometime, and he's learned from mistake. So we're not going to even linger on this any longer. I will say, Minecraft itself is S tier because of just flat out like replayability and $20, and you can mod it so much and stuff. So yeah, yeah. Okay, next, what are we rating? Tier listing. Oh, we have some good ones still on here. We have some very good ones on here. Let's do Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia. If you're unaware, is a ghost hunting? Ghost investigating game, not hunting. You don't hunt the ghosts, you never exactly directly confront the ghost. I'm assuming someone else does after you leave. It's honestly become one of my favorite games in the past couple of years, which does tell you I'm not rating it too poorly here. I think it is a really fun game to play with a few friends or something. I've never played it with random people. I know you can like queue up in public lobbies and stuff or something. I've never done that. I either do it with friends or solo. Over the years we've played a lot of Phasmophobia on my channel. I'm curious, can I find out how much? How much Phasmo have we played on here? Phasmo. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. I don't know exactly how much that is, but I highly recommend it. I think to some people it looks like a horror game, and it is a horror game, but I don't think of it as much as a horror game and a little more as like a puzzly sort of game, because it's a lot about puzzling out what this ghost is and stuff. If you go into it just for the jump scares, there's probably other better games. I don't know. I love it for its puzzly aspect and the thinking out puzzles with doing a cooperative puzzle repeatedly with friends that doesn't get old because it keeps changing the ghost you have to figure out. That's what I love about Phasmophobia. Either A tier or S tier. Either A tier or S tier. Well, let's stick it in A tier. Maybe. This is one I'm really unsure about. I could see it being S tier. Oh, I'm really unsure about that. We have several really good ones left to rate. I think we need to take a quick break because, yeah, I'm out of water. And this is a lot of talking, so I certainly need water to stream. Oh, also, how much is Phasmophobia? 20 bucks? It's not bad. Especially considering I have over 100 hours on the game. So yeah, we're going to take a quick break and be back to tier list the rest of the... We might also talk about something else New Year's related. I still have a voice at the end of this. So yeah, quick break. No need to go anywhere. We'll be back for more of this shortly. Alright, we're back. Quick little break. Back to the tier listing. Let's do this. Yuki, you're here for a bit. Well, we're getting to some of the good stuff here. We are... What are we tier listing next? We have a few games here to tier list. Left. Let's go with... Lethal Company, how about? Okay, Lethal Company. How do I want to rate it? How do I want to rate Lethal Company? How do I want to... Wait, did I finish rating? I got... Yeah, Phasmophobia as tier. Content Ronin as B tier. I liked... So Lethal Company is a very much similar to both Content Ronin and Phasmophobia, and that they're both kind of spooky. All three games are kind of spooky games that you play with friends, and you do so cooperatively with a somewhat shared goal in mind. I like Phasmophobia more than either of the others. However... So, here's the thing. I'm thinking of currently rating Lethal Company one tier lower than Phasmophobia, which would be B tier since I rated Phasmophobia A tier. Yeah, rating is down a silver. Down 7. Oh yeah, it was fun playing a Lethal Company with Bruno. We should maybe do that some more sometime. But I do feel that Lethal Company is just better than Content Ronin. So I'm kind of thinking of, even though we rated Content Ronin already, moving a Content Ronin down a level and rating Lethal Company as a B tier. We have Phasmo A tier, Lethal Company B tier, and then a Content Ronin in a C tier. You know. Lethal Company, because I didn't actually really say what it's about. It's a game where you go into these like abandoned places and different planets with aliens, and you go pick up like junk and scrap and things that are a little less junk, and bring them back to your spaceship, and you sell them, and you have to make a certain quota of how much you sell for every few days, I think, in order to, not die. And if you don't, you die and have to restart, essentially. And you can also spend money on like flashlights and things you can use for weapons and stuff like that. Yeah, I misread your name there the first time. Down 7. Yeah. So, well, I think Lethal Company, though, is another game that I could see having like a fair amount of potential. I could see it improving, and yeah, I could see it improving, and I kind of want to play it more sometime. Maybe for the spooky season next year, near Halloween, or maybe sometime earlier. I don't know. We'll have to see how it improves, though. It was like a really big hit at the start of the year. Yeah. Let's move on from Lethal Company. Let's go. Let's go Deltarune. Deltarune is interesting I'm kind of thinking of rating it very similarly to Undertale. I have the same issue with Undertale, in that I'm not much of one for bullet hell games. So that is an issue for me with Deltarune. But at the same time, just like Undertale, Deltarune has a very interesting story and very interesting and compelling characters in it. I will say, interestingly, Deltarune does have some issues fixed with Undertale. Undertale has some certain controls issues and some things like that, but I do think Deltarune does have a couple of things I still take issue with, even though it's a fantastic game. I think it is an A-tier game. I'm going to say I'm rating it kind of like see you down 7. Thanks for dropping by. I'm thinking of rating. My rating of Deltarune is a lot more like tentative though, because I haven't finished the available content for the game, and on top of that, on top of that, what was it? I feel like my train of thought just was derailed. On top of that, I feel like I shouldn't entirely decide on my rating of the game when it's not entirely out yet. If you didn't know, the game's not fully released. If I pull it up on Steam, you can just play its demo, and the actual game is like coming soon. No release date out. I don't know when it's coming out, and I don't know if the demo saves carry over. We'll see. But I like the characters. I like Spamton in particular. Let's move on. Let's rate Yume Nikki, since we're doing pixel graphics ones. Yume Nikki is apparently one of the games as I've learned, that inspired Omori. Yume Nikki inspired Omori, I'm told at least, and it was very good, just like Omori. It has like 0 dialogue in the game. Will you be doing anything after the tier list, or will the stream end immediately? I think there will be something else after the tier list, if I still have a voice, which, you know, since I've been sick is somewhat of a concern. We're not going to be doing another, we're not getting to a game, but there is something New Year's related. Yeah, and the next, when is the next stream from Shadow Clone? I think tomorrow, if I can get a thumbnail put together in time for that, which is the one thing with streaming on YouTube. I obviously need thumbnails for my streams. Yume Nikki, I think is going in B tier. So Yume Nikki is a very good game, but it's a somewhat, how to put it? It's a somewhat difficult game to even figure out what you're supposed to do in it. And I'm curious. It is free. It is free, so you can buy. You can get it on Steam for free. It's an old game. Steam says release date 2018. That's not right. That must have been when it was ported to Steam. I think it's like 2004 or something. It's a weird game, and you're looking around this place, and you don't know why. You're just looking around in these bizarre nightmare dream worlds. You find stuff. The stuff does things. And I will say, I wouldn't have gotten nearly as much fun out of it if we had someone show up to the stream who was really into Yume Nikki, who gave me a bunch of instructions on like how to find things when I was getting lost, and I would have had a way worse time. And I am. It is an amazing game, but I almost feel you have to go into it with either help in the form of another person helping you, or in the form of a walkthrough guide or something. Okay, Yuki, I'll say meow. There you go. Wait, professional adjuster? It's in a similar situation to Gacha's too, since it isn't finished. I'm not certain, but that's not the case for Yume Nikki. I feel like you might be talking about Lethal Company. You might be a bit behind on the stream right now, in which case you can't hear me. Oh, Deltarune. Deltarune. You were talking about Deltarune? Both Deltarune and Lethal Company are not finished. Yume Nikki is, though. What's next? We'll go with Slay the Princess next. Slay the Princess, we played as another one of the games we played in the spooky time of Halloween. Yeah, we Tamans, we rated Undertale. Undertale is in the A tier. I talked about the reasoning for that earlier. Slay the Princess, though. Slay the Princess we played near Halloween. Slay the Princess is really interesting. It has really good voice acting and storytelling, and it has, how to describe it? I'm pulling up its Steam page. Slay the Princess. Pulling it up. Okay, the description is a little short here. You're here to slay the princess, don't believe her lies. That could have more information. That's not very much information. This isn't much information. Come on. So it's a weird game where the narrative isn't everything you necessarily think it is. Oh, you have school, Sunyuki? Oh, see ya. Have a good one. Slay the Princess is really interesting. It's kind of horror-y, kind of creepy, but it's not what I thought it would be at all. I actually found some parts of Slay the Princess to be ludicrously funny as well. And I don't do this often. I actually cut up and put my favorite part of Slay the Princess in its own separate video on the channel. If you want to see my favorite run-through of the game. It is funny and creepy at the same time. And also, they released, like, just after, like, we finished playing it, they released the pristine cut of the game with, like, more content and stuff, and because of that, I kind of think we need to play some more of it sometime, see some more of that content. It sounds really good. What do I rate it? I feel like I rated I think I rate Slay the Princess as 8 here. Hey, greetings down 7. I don't think it's S tier for me, but it is really good. I feel like also there's like a bunch more routes of the game that I haven't played, and I kind of feel like it could be. I feel like Slay the Princess could be S tier when I played through if I played through more routes, and yeah. So we're going to say 8 tier. We'll move it like up and 8 tier, like there. I have no idea, Shadow Clone, who my most dedicated viewer is. I mean, you've been pretty dedicated lately, but I've also had some other people who've watched a lot. Let's go with the gacha next. The last gacha. The last out of 5. We're going with Wuthering Waves. So Wuthering Waves is the only of these gachas that I played this year, not made by MiHoYo. It's not that I'm like a die-hard MiHoYo fan or anything. I just played a bunch of MiHoYo gachas this year. Wuthering Waves is a really, really good game. It is sci-fi. Oh, Wuthering Waves released on the PlayStation. That's cool. I kind of want... So, I'm going to just say that like action movement wise, if you know what I mean by like the like action and movement of the game, and action movement exploration, I like more than Genshin Impact. And honestly, of the games I've played, it is most comparable to Genshin Impact. Story wise, I am more attached to Genshin Impact. I think quality of life wise, I like Wuthering Waves more. I like some of the fantasy stuff in Genshin Impact more, but I also am a sci-fi fan, so it's kind tough, you know? One of my... Well, this is... Okay, I don't like to bring this sort of stuff up that often, but I mean, the reason we stopped playing it is I get like no one watching one or two, I think like the last 2 streams I did of it, so I wasn't sure if anyone else liked it, though I really liked Wuthering Waves. I highly recommend Wuthering Waves if you're someone who likes gachas, and if you're someone who liked Genshin Impact in particular as a gacha, Wuthering Waves is really good in the same way that Genshin Impact is. It's very similar to Genshin Impact, but I think it really does improve on some things, like specifically the movement feels more fluid to me in a really satisfying way. Trying to think of anything else. It's been a bit since I've played it. I actually pulled the like Phoenix character off stream in it, and I haven't played with her much at all. I need to play with her. Oh, she's like fiery and weenus and stuff. Oh, right. I have not checked the percent of soul I have left lately, Shadow Clone. I like to not check it so I don't get nervous. I just... I really like fire. I really like fire characters, so I liked that character and pulled her immediately. And maybe sometime this year we should play some more of it, but it's also another one of those themes where it's kind of difficult to play too many gachas at once. I'm currently playing Star Rail and Genshin Impact, trying to keep up with dailies for both of those games at the same time, and it's difficult to do just that. Adding more gachas would be even more difficult. But let's... Okay, wait, where do I rate it? I haven't even rated it, I've just rambled about it. I'm going to say I'm more attached to Genshin Impact story, but I'm currently going to just say quality of life-wise. And... yeah, like quality of life and story-wise, it's maybe better than Genshin Impact. So... I don't know. I'm tempted to say like A tier, but because I do think it does have a few things that are like better. Oh no, Nightpat! Okay, let me tune that off. Just a moment. Nightbat is getting power hungry again. I didn't even... Stop that, Nightbat. I didn't even get Nightbat for chat moderation. Got Nightbat for something else. I'll be honest, I was thinking of doing like a couple giveaways on Christmas Day for a stream, but I didn't have time for that. And I was going to use Nightbat for that. Maybe some other time. I tuned it off, and I tuned off access emotes that in a Nightbat's chat moderation. There we go. Nightbat, you're not going to do it, are you? Don't do it, Nightbat. It's like 5 rats. Time out. How dare you? Okay. I'm just putting Wuthering Waves at the front of B tier. It's like, it's almost A tier. It's like B.5. B plus. We are going to rate as our second to last game Warframe 1999. No, Warframe as a whole, and not just 1999. But Warframe 1999 came out and replayed it then. That was just like a little bit ago. We also played with the Warframe Dante when he came out this year. We also streamed TannoCon. We did a little TannoCon watch-along. And I mean, I love Warframe. It is if you don't know Warframe's catchphrase, it's not what's it? It has like a subtitle thing. It's like ninjas play free. That's one of the things. It's free to play. You can buy cosmetics. You can buy things to speed up your thing. If you ever try it, don't spend money on it till you know what you're spending on. I spend money on the game, but I do it, but I know which things to spend money on. A good game to try out, Elden Ring. Actually, like the second game I ever streamed, and there was a hilarious issue when I streamed that what was that issue? The enemies were like invisible when I wasn't close enough to them, and it was kind of difficult because the game's already difficult. Making the enemies invisible, not easier at all. Ugh. Invisible enemies? No. Okay, but yeah, Warframe. I love the... I don't play money. I don't play many different shooters in general. Warframe is one of the only shooters I do play. I like its unique guns and Warframes, which are like the heroes in it. If you compare it to another game, it's like your hero, oh, your class. Oh, yo, Aomir, kind of a combination of all three. And, I also really have loved its latest update and have been playing a lot lately. Yo, Skin, yeah. I've been playing Warframe's latest update a lot lately. I go up and down with Warframe, playing it like a bunch over 1 month and then putting it down for months and then playing it a bunch and putting it down for months. I especially like a lot of the quests lately. Yeah. I've been liking a lot of the quests. Like, it's either S tier or A tier. The only thing I can think of to hold it against the game is the fact that my favorite weapon in the game isn't very good, but that's really on me because there are much better weapons. Sure, I'll meow, Shadow. Meow. I'm going to... What is that emote? You know, you're asking it, but it's showing up differently on two different things for me. It's showing up one way on one and one way on another, and a different way on another. What is that? Huh. Yeah, Warframe is like... Warframe is a game that I can, like, come back to every so often and always have something fun to do, even if I don't play it too much, and I can just drop it for a while. And I want to say it's S tier. Are you gonna do another Undertale run, like Genocide or Neutral? Well, we did Neutral, so it's either Genocide or Pacifist, and I think so, yes. I think the plan is... I don't know, Shadow Clone, about becoming a Madrick. I don't know. Are you gonna... But I think Genocide might be too difficult for me. I'm not sure. Just thinking about what it... like, mechanically difficult. I'm not saying, like, oh, I don't want to kill all the things that I kinda don't at the same time. But, like, mechanically, I'm not very good at the game. I could see it being too difficult for me. But, I do kinda want to do a pacifist run. Because the way the game ended, it did lead me into kinda wanting to do one. And if we do, we might do that fairly soon. Yeah, I'm putting Warframe in S tier. I wasn't thinking it would be one of the S tiers going into the stream, but I cannot for the life of me think of any reason to put it... any reasonable reason to put it in a different tier than S tier. It's grindy, but it's a fun grind. There's a weird emotes. Oh, shockingly, they show up on this chat interface. I'm sure there's a reason to rate it lower, but I honestly can't think of any reason to not rate it S tier. And I'm even watching the dev stream of it tomorrow if I have the time. So, the last one here is a game called Wildermyth. We played Wildermyth this year. Wildermyth. Fantastic game. I've got both of its DLC. Wildermyth itself is $25. Omen Road is one of the DLC for $10 and Almers and Skins for $5. Honestly, fantastic pricing on all of that. I've played some Wildermyth this week. I have 776.3 hours on Wildermyth right now. So, a couple hours on Wildermyth. We just played through a little bit of one campaign of Wildermyth on a stream. I don't think we had really anyone show up to watch it. But I finished it off stream. I finished the campaign we were doing off stream. And I don't think I need to explain that the 776 hours I have in the game kind of indicates that I like the game. I'm going to play more of the... Yes, point 3, I missed that. There's... I would love if someone could direct me to another game similar to it in that it is like a generational adventure where your hero, the hero's grandchild goes and joins the party eventually or something, and they go on their own adventures and they get married and they save the world and time passes and you take them on another, you recruit them later in another campaign, and I probably was busy with school or something. I don't think you were around when I played Wildermyth, Smallbeard. We played Wildermyth back before Omori or Undertale or Deltarune, and those 3 games have actually grown the channel rather substantially. Like 150 view, maybe 140 more subscribers since I started playing those, and I played Wildermyth before that, but I keep playing Wildermyth off stream because I love it. In fact, I'm actually going to lunch Wildermyth real quick. So, yeah, where are we rating Wildermyth? Up there. S tier. One of the only games I kind of knew where I'd rate beforehand. April Fools, you set up a live stream like thing where it shows it's going to be on this day but you don't stream. That seems kinda cruel. I'm not a big fan of cruel pranks and such, honestly. Yeah. One second. Yeah, Wildermyth, I've been trying actually lately to look around and try and find other games that have the same sort of feel to it as it does. And like, no. Like, I'm just going to show you. Like, I love this game. 1 second. We're loading my legacy here. Right here. Favorite date and time? I don't think I have a favorite date and time. Yeah, here's my legacy. These are all of the heroes I've taken on adventures. You see all of these? You see all of these heroes? Oh, what's this music? I don't want vocals. You see all these heroes? I could tell you stories about what these heroes have been up to and the differences between them and stuff. No, not all of them have gotten killed and maimed, though some of them certainly have. Like, if we pull up, what is his name? What is his name? Is he really that far down the list? Lazlak! No, I don't want the vocals. Come on. Nothing. Like, oh, Lazlak's only missing one arm. I thought he was missing his legs as well. And he's also been... Yeah, at one point I thought he was missing his legs. Yeah, but yeah. There's... Yeah, he has a pet rat. Though I'm going to say Amli. Wait, what? No, that's not right. Why does it say she's killed 59 creatures? I don't know. There's some weird stuff, but... Anyways, we won't spend too much more time on Wildermyth because I could spend the rest of the stream on Wildermyth. Yeah, Wildermyth's S tier for me. This is the, actually, I'll wait till after the stream to post this, but I'll save this and I'll actually share this in the Discord, I think. So if you want to, I don't know, see it later or something, you can. How we tier listed the games of this year. 1 second, let's zoom out a little. And meanwhile, there's one other thing to do this stream. Do I have this set up properly to do it? Let's check. How do I do this? It's been a while since I've done what I'm trying to do. Oh, and this is a weird stream thing. Okay, I'm going to click on something on my stream. I'm not sure if you'll even be able to hear me afterward or what this thing looks like because I can't find my other button. I thought I had a... Oh, here. No, I can check it this way. Yes. Yes, Hey, that kind of works. The text is over me, though. There we go. I'm in front of the text now. why don't I move over a little bit, though? There we go. You liked the transition? Yeah? Yeah, so we have... These were the resolutions I made last year here. And the last tier list stream. What flavor are the vials in the bandolier? We have some lime. That's the red one. We have some cherry. That's the blue one there. And I'll let you guess for the green one. Yeah, so, the funny thing is, I don't remember it being 1,000 subscribers, being the actual goal. I remember it being a 500, if I'm completely honest. But the point is, the point isn't whether we succeeded or not. The point is whether we worked towards it. And the big thing is, we did work towards getting 1,000 subscribers. We're not there yet. I kind of feel like, so we are setting a goal for by next New Year's. I mean, hopefully we have 1,000, but I'm saying 500. We should be at 500 subscribers by next New Year. And if you didn't know, that's kind of a bit weird. If 500 subscribers and one or two other things, and we can enable some things like super chats and one or two things like that, features on YouTube, which is neat. I'd like to unlock those personally. So yeah, but if you made 1,000 accounts to subscribe to me, that wouldn't do it, because we also need a certain number of watch hours, and even if you watched on all of those, it wouldn't count the way it counts it. Shadow, what is HJ7? HJ7 is the foam. You lad that Henry Jekyll something, a mad scientist potion to transform Jekyll into Mr. Hyde. I know my mad scientists. Oh, some of them. Collab Mo, I would like to do more collabs with my fellow streamers. Like we have Bruno and Ritsu and Yanian that we've streamed with before. I'd like to do more streams with them. I even have a collab kind of set up to do sometime, but I keep waiting for this certain game to actually put out the update that I'm waiting for to do it. And then we'll do the collab on that game. I'd like to collab mode, that's the point. And we kind of did some this year, but not as much as I'd like. So we're just keeping that as a resolution for the next year. More videos. We didn't do the best on videos this year, I'll admit that. Do we keep it at... I don't feel like we need it as a goal going into the coming year. I don't feel like it's as important. I would like to do some more videos, but I feel like we need another... Do you think videos or streams are better for the channel? Honestly, what would be better is if I had both. If I had the time to do the same number of streams, of like 3 streams a week, and do even just like 1 video a week, I think that would be best, because streams are good while they're live, but YouTube doesn't show streams to people so much after the live stream finishes. Like, all it cares about is while the stream's going, like how many people are watching, do they like it, do they tag and chat, and like if so, then it shows it to people. But videos can get more of an audience. Now it's a Brussels sprout, I remind you of. Okay, this is weird. I had actually an idea for another resolution, like yesterday or something. What was that idea? I wanted 3 resolutions. Not 4, not 2, 3. What was my other idea? This is bothering me now. I had an idea for something. An idea. Leon Premiere Pro. Well, actually, I have Premiere Pro right here. Get better headphones or something. I mean, I do want better headphones. Oh, how about this? How about this? Let's change this. So instead of more videos, and I kind of would like to do more video, but let's not do it for the resolution. Maybe that'll happen sometime. Mo content.